Hey up troops, A Littleton here again with another video. And this time we're...
Mission critical, bomb diffuser activated.
Sorry, bear with me a
Locate the
second.
diffuser, destroy it. Friendly destroy the diffuser. Mission successful.
And this time we're not looking at operator guides, we're mixing it up a little bit. This time we're going to look at default plant location. So in this video, we're just going to look at Oregon and the two most popular sites, which is the top floor and the basement. I know there's a couple of other sites on there as well, but maybe we'll include them on another video sometime. I didn't want to make this another 20-minute job. I wanted to try and keep it a bit more compressed. Now, there's a couple of reasons as to why you need to learn the default plant locations if you don't already know them. Whether that's because you need to find the safest, most efficient place of planting the diffuser, or on the flip side of things, which I will talk about in this video, is how to deny someone when they're trying to plant on that default location, whether that's from above or from below. Right, that's enough of me waffling on as usual. Let's get stuck into it. So the first map that we're going to look at to get the ball rolling is Oregon, and we're going to be looking upstairs. The default take on Oregon is usually through master. We're going to breach the closet wall, and the default plant location for this site is right here between the foosball table and the wall. Before we go any further, let's shoot the radio. Hey Smoke, how you doing? Good to see you. So there's your default plant location right here between the wall and the foosball table. Now, it can be quite tricky to get to at times because when you're coming through this breach here, you're going to be held from attic, and you're going to be held from usually a rotate on white stairs there. So you've either got to smoke or flash into attic and white stairs. And once those smokes or flashes are off, you make the run across and you can plant here. This is actually a really safe place to plant. The only place you've got to watch really is getting swung from white stairs. Usually you're going to have somebody holding your own trophy or on the breach. So you haven't really got to worry about anyone swinging from this angle here, because if any defenders stood here, as long as you're not the last one alive, they should be getting taken out. So yeah, the plant's going to go down in this area here. Now, as I've said to you before, we'll look below. So what I'll do is I'll leave a drone here so you can see what it looks like from below as well. So we'll make holes so you can see where it is. I'm not going to place the bomb down because it gives us a restricted amount of time once the plant starts going down. So I'm going to just go downstairs and I'll show you where that is. If you want to do this yourself, this is the easiest way of learning verticality in maps. I've put the drone where the default plant spot is. I'm going to nip onto the drone. I'm going to ping where it is, and then we can come downstairs and have a look. Obviously, there should be big holes in the floor anyway. So here it is. This is your default plant location from below. It's on what's called Z, this part, or what if you're on the other side of the Atlantic, you call it Z. Everyone who I know calls it Z because we're English and we speak correctly. Okay, that's the end of that conversation. So yeah, your plant's going to go down there. If you ever want to deny the plant from here, if you've got a shotgun, or if you even just want to shoot through the floor, which can work sometimes, but if not, your C4 wants to be going right here. So if we use a reference point, you see where the wallpaper... You find this in Siege a lot, you know. There's a lot of reference points. Like, if you look around the corridors, there's not really anywhere else the wallpaper's struggling. Maybe there. But I always think that they do things like this on purpose. There's one there as well. I don't know what's above there. No, that's the window. So I sometimes think they do this on purpose to give players a bit of an advantage on the map, to give you a bit of a hint at what's where. So where they're on Z here, where this wallpaper's rolling down the wall, right above here, your C4, that's your dead default plant spot if it's a master take. The other main plant or default plant spot, if it's an upstairs take, is through big window. And then they're going to be planting in an area called Hobo right here. Now, Hobo is a difficult place to defend at times, because if there's a couple of people on big window, they're going to be absolutely peppering you with all sorts of utility. So you've got to make sure you've got Wamai or a Rooney or Jaeger to help you out. But if the plant does start going down, it's going to be here behind the beds. And if we put a drone down again, and we can see where this is from below. This is going to be right above white stairs, which is right here. So I always just try and remember reference points. So we know now that the default plant spot from below on Z is right above the peeling wallpaper here. If we use the same methodology of thinking from below, it's right at the bottom of white stairs, and it's right here. You know, you sort of come to the bottom of white stairs and turn right in line with this pillar, in line with where this wallpaper's coming off the wall. And this is where the default plant spot's going to be, right here, right in front of this suitcase. So, like I said to you at the start of the video, it's good to know where you want to plant if you want to plant default as such. But if you're defending, you also need to know how to stop default plant. You know, if it's a 1v1 and you're over in kids here, and there's a minute left on the clock, and you know the big window. I'm not saying this is always the right thing to do, but if you've got a C4. That laser's concerning there from Smoke. If you've got a C4, you can either make your way through the hatch in kids, if it's open, or if you've got a shotgun. you know the big window and there's, say, 20 seconds left on the round. The only way they can come in is through big window. If you're confident enough with the information, you can drop. And then you can play below. Obviously, don't let them know you've dropped. Try and mask the sound of your drop with some gunshots. I'm actually just going to run back upstairs and show you what I mean by that, because this is something you see in Pro League all the time. Whenever you drop a hatch, always fire some gunshots and fire it up towards the ceiling so the sound goes up. So before you land, to cover the sound of you landing on the bottom of the hatch, that'll cover it. And then you can just play below. Now, you know, say there was 20 seconds left at this point. Now there's 10 seconds left. But yeah, that's your spot. That's how to play it there if you want to play verticality. So we're downstairs on Oregon now, and there's two main plant spots down here, or two default plant spots. One is the main, and it's the same with a lot of sites. There's usually one main sort of default plant spot, and then one sort of another default plant spot on the other side of the site. The idea of this push here is you're usually gonna have to get rid of the guy on elbow, and then you're gonna have to. This is be reinforced normally here. Oh, that's a good well meleeed. And then there'll be a line of sight, not quite that big, but a line of sight across there. Somebody's going to be playing, and this is called E-box in here. Here's called electrical room on the compass, but everyone calls this E-box. So you've got to turf the person who's playing elbow, or smoke it off and cross. And then you've also got to get rid of the person playing E-box and pillar. Once you've got control of the map here, your default plant spot that you're looking at going at is just anywhere in this area here. This is called supply room. Your default plant spot is anywhere here. Now, from a defensive point of view, there isn't any verticality. Is verticality a word? I've said verticality like 5 times this video already, and I'm really wondering whether that's actually a word or whether I've made that up or not. If you want to play vertically, let's go with that. Verticality? I don't know. I'm gonna look that up. But I'm gonna leave it in just in case I'm an idiot, and then it's even funnier. But anyway, if you want to play vertically on this site, you can't really. The only place you can hold it is if you retake upstairs. You can actually hold it from the hatch. But the angle's pretty tight, and you have to really get that. You can see it's just a slither of an angle up onto the stage there, so it's not always the best play. The only way that you can stop this plant safely, really, is by C4ing it. Pretend this flashbang's a C4 or a smoke over the top of the bookcase there, and having it land on the default plant spot here. But yeah, that's the default plant spot there. And it's good to know, because if one of your teammates is going plant default, you know, you don't want to be running in going, oh, this is default here. You know, that's obviously not default. This is your default spot right here. Now, if you're doing a laundry or freezer take, it's a bit of a contentious issue, this, because a lot of people don't really agree on where default plant spot is downstairs on the laundry side of the map. I personally think default is either here, but I don't think this is the best plant spot. I think this is the best plant spot there. The problem with this is you might have somebody in the other one was called E-box. You know, E-box is through there. This is called small box. You're going to have somebody playing small box usually, or on the laundry rotate, which is here. So getting to this point is a challenge in itself. So you've either got a flash or smoke, but if you can cross these 2 points here, and you're going to have someone holding you there into small box, this is your best plant spot here. Now, defense-wise, to stop this plant, you're just going to be looking at playing the rotate and stopping the cross. If somebody gets to this point here, there's still attackers up who can hold. You know, if you've got an attacker in this location here who can just hold onto these areas, and an attacker tucked right in here is just holding the rotate. If you let the attacker get into here, there's not a lot you can do in terms of stopping the plant. You're just going to have to play for post plant. It's not like a lot of other sites where there's usually a counter to the default plant spot. If you're letting somebody in there, you're in trouble. But yeah, that's, in my opinion, that's default plant spot from the laundry side. It's just difficult getting across there. So there we have it. That's the default plant locations on Oregon, and how to counter them from a defensive point of view as well. If you guys found that useful, please let me know in the comments below which rank map you want next. We can turn it into like a bit of a mini series, and we can go through every single rank map in Siege, and we can highlight the default locations and how to counter them. Long story short, knowing where to put the diffuser down and when, and the safest place to do so, is going to win you more games. It's definitely a skill and a bit of knowledge that's worth learning on every single map. Again, as always, I'm incredibly grateful for everyone that watches the videos, gets involved with the comments. There's even been quite a few of you who've turned up to the Twitch streams as well, so I really appreciate that. It's really helping the Twitch side of things out. So again, thanks for watching the videos. Thanks for getting involved. I honestly appreciate it more than I can probably put into words at the minute. But that's enough for this time. I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.